The builder piece is connected to the builder piece. The builder piece connected to the other builder piece. The other builder piece connected to the other builder piece. And that's how you build a figure. Oh, salutations, boys and girls and kiddos of all ages. Welcome to another video of posing action figures with Toy the Poser with your host, me, Toy the Poser. And right now I am, as you can see, or if you can't tell, building a builder figure. All right. And it is the Nemesis builder figure. Whoop. From the Marvel Legends, of course, Nemesis builder figure wave. All right. And as you know, I did already, I guess, reviewed or unboxed all these characters except Wolverine because he didn't come with a builder figure piece, and I didn't need another Wolverine. And the characters that I do have action figures of, I didn't really do a review of those, but I don't know. I might do it later. I don't know. I'll think of something to do with these characters then. But right now, the other ones that I didn't have I guess a version of or a character action figure of, I did a review on those. So that was just Marrow, Husk, and Fabian Cortez. Anywho, whoop, this thing is heavy, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. Oof. And now we can go ahead and start the show. Whoop. Wait, I forgot. Doing a builder figure, so I don't need to be in giant mode. I need to go back and build the figure. Whoop. Sorry about that. It's been a little minute since I built the figure this way, but I forgot that I bring in the monitor and build the camera while I explain I guess the figure that I'm building. So bringing in the monitor now. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so while I'm back there building a figure, of course, I'll give you guys information on the figure I'm building, or history, or origin story, or whatever it is. So let's just get started. Well, first we're going to start off by saying that the character we're building today here, name isn't Nemesis at all. So here, let me explain. And I do hope the construction noise isn't too much for you guys, but that's what it is when you're building a figure. You see, there are several characters in the Marvel Universe that goes by the name Nemesis. However, the guy we're building now doesn't even go by that name. See, back in 1980, in comics of Captain Universe number 10, the first Nemesis was created by Bill Manilow and Steve Ditko. And then in 1983, in the Falcon number 1, the second guy that used the name Nemesis was created by the name of Daryl Kane. Now, in 1983, this is when we first start getting the first, I guess, group people known as the Nemesis. You know, I however you want to say it, but created, first appearing in Alpha Flight number 8, the first hero or whatever known as Nemesis was Isabella St. Ives. And this disguise of Nemesis, or costume of Nemesis, is going to get passed on the mantle, so on and so forth, because the next person after Isabella St. Ives that wore the costume of Nemesis was Jane Thorne, and she was created and first appeared in Alpha Flight back in 1989. Now, the next person historically, I guess if you want to judge by a timeline that used the word or name Nemesis in his name, was Dr. Nemesis, and his real name was James Bradley, who was first created in 1941 in a little magazine called Lightning Comics that was published in, I think, Ace magazine or something like that. But his first appearance in Marvel Comics was in the Invaders #1 in 1993. Now, the next person, I guess, timeline wise, historically, I guess, that you can say that was named Nemesis, or that was named Nemesis, was a demon horde by the name of Nemesis. Okay, but this person first appeared, or I guess you can say was first mentioned in the 1990 in Thanos Quest, but visually first appeared in 1995 in Avengers Ultra Force. And the special thing about this Nemesis is that she, or it, is the creator of the Infinity Stones. Now, in 1994, in the pages of X-Men Alpha #1, our next Nemesis was created, but he didn't go by the name of Nemesis at the time. Okay, this is where things start to get interesting, because in Earth 295, this is when you get the Age of Apocalypse. And Apocalypse alleged son, who was also one of his horsemen, going by his horseman Famine, I think at the time. I'm even getting confused now. But anyway, his alleged son at the time was was Nemesis or Famine, or at the time, or whatever. It doesn't matter, because he wasn't Nemesis at the time. He was Holocaust. Yes, his name was Holocaust at the time. And it wasn't until in 1995, in the pages of X-Men Chronicles, the person known as Holocaust started going by the name Nemesis. And once again, like I said, this is an alternate Earth, but this Nemesis has a lot to do with, or is closely related to, I guess, the Build-A-Figure that we're making now, whose name isn't Nemesis. And oh yeah, by the way, that version of Nemesis or Holocaust, or whatever you want to call him, also had the an action figure made. Now, in 1998, in the first issue of J2, which basically means Juggernaut #2, the Juggernaut had a son. Anywho, this is when we first see our next character that went by the name Nemesis. And they also spelled it different, but it's also come from an alternate Earth, and that was Earth 982. Now, here's where, once again, it gets kind of weird again, because I think back in 2004 now, we go back to Earth 616, and the next person that uses the Nemesis costume from the Alpha Flight was Amelia Weatherly. All right, and she was the third one on the Alpha Flight team that uses the Nemesis alias and the costume. But just like all the other Nemesis before her in this situation, they quickly died. Now, that was back in the early 2000s. Now, once again, like I said, this is where it gets tricky. Or just basically downright confusing, again, because right after that Nemesis passed, um, which was just a year apart. She died in like 2005, I think. The next Nemesis after her was Heather McNeil, who is basically the wife of James Hudson, who is the Guardian. And of course, not to put too fine of a point on it, I think the reason why the timeline was so screwed because it was at a certain point in time that Heather was also the Guardian herself. So after she, you know, her husband came back or whatever, once again another storyline. Heather ended up becoming the fourth nemesis from Alpha Flight, and I think she was the team leader at a certain point in time for Alpha Flight. Anywho, but after that, because like I said, that was now we're in the 2000s now because this is where we get close to the issue at hand here. And yes, for all you comic book aficionado nerds or history buffs for comics, yes, Heather was actually a lot appeared, you know, was created before all of them because I think her first appearance was in Uncanny X-Men in 1980. Now, before I put the final piece on the Build-A-Figure, I just wanted to say, because for some reason I feel like it's kind of important to say that the next or the final person that's going by the name Nemesis is comes from was made in 2018 for the video game, or is it a video game? I can't remember. Or is it a handheld or app or whatever? I'm sorry. Anyway, for Marvel Strike Force. But anywho, I guess Marvel Strike Force is a game that you play on your phone. Yeah, if you haven't, I think it's just for an Android phone. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that this Nemesis is technically has the same origin story as the Build-A-Figure we're building her today, whose name technically isn't Nemesis. All right. So, with that being said, let me just go ahead and attach this final piece, and voila, get the person or Build-A-Figure known as Nemesis, which is not his real name. All right, so let me bring the monitor back in to explain. But he's a big guy, so I'm gonna eh, try to fit them both in, as if I never had trouble before fitting the monitor in. Anywho, let's try it. Okay, created by Rick Miranda and Jerome Opena. I hope I pronounced that correctly. In the pages of X-Force, Uncanny X-Force number 13, we first see William Rothson, aka Billy, aka Genocide. Yes, you heard me right. His name is Billy. Just kidding. Genocide. Now, the reason why the name change or anything like that, don't know. But the story goes like this. Billy is the love child of Autumn Rothson and Ed Sabnur. I can never pronounce his quote unquote real name properly. Sabanur? Is that? Anywho, aka Apocalypse and Famine. All right. So because his mother, Famine, yeah, we're gonna go by code names at this point. uh, because Famine feared that her son, her alleged that, well, they weren't married. Anyway, her lover, Apocalypse, would be jealous of her son's power, and feared for her son's life. She took him and went into hiding. And while they was in hiding, young Billy's power started to manifest. So a special suit of armor was basically created to contain his power. Now the Earth 295 version of him, the suit was made by Dark Beast, but that's, yeah. So we won't get any more confused. Let's not do that. Okay. Meanwhile, Archangel, who was currently the leader of Apocalypse's old crew, I guess, and during Apocalypse absent, Archangel was running as the leader, basically. So he ended up finding young William, young Billy, and his mother in hiding, and he recruited William and gave him the name Genocide. So that's why his name is Genocide, the Earth 616 version of Holocaust or Nemesis or whatever you want to call him. That's how he got the name Genocide. And from thus point on, young William Rothson, aka Billy, aka Genocide, has been Genocide this entire time. And I have no idea the reason why on the package his name is Nemesis. I believe it's for political reasons or whatever. I don't want to speculate or assume, but yeah, so I guess that's why he's currently being nicknamed Nemesis. Okay, and that's that. And if you really want to see a power meter or anything like that, all this stuff right here, I'm actually using the Earth 2. Is it 295? Yes, the Earth 295 version of Nemesis power grid, since they technically are the same person. So yeah, the power scale meter and the height and all the physical characteristics of him. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going off of in that regards. But when it comes to power sets, Genocide can generate radioactive plasma blast, which he often uses to combat situations. The heat from his blast can basically reach the temperatures of the core of the sun. So there it is. And basically his weakness is, if his armor is cracked or opens up, he will unleash his bio energy and fade away. Speaking of which, I wanted to try this. Whoop. Genocide's helmet can come off, and although I didn't show much articulation capabilities in him, okay, let me try it. I think I'm gonna have to take the little hose piece off first, and this right here, to expose his head, I'm gonna put him on his knees real quick so we can see something to expose his head, which is a skull. And I had a couple of other different heads and skulls. Some I forget where they came from. Like this one, I think this came from like a Onslaught. Was it Onslaught? Who was? I'm sorry, I can't remember where this where this head come from, but it was two of them, and it's in the big box, something like this. This one I cannot remember where it comes from either, but I thought it was the exact same as this one, but it is not, cause this jaw doesn't articulate on this one, but it does on Billy's head. All right, as you can see there. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, and another this little flaming head, which I removed the hairpiece to for whatever reasons I can't remember, or maybe it just unglued and came off. But this was the alternate head for the Century when he turns into the Void or something like that. But anywho, in case someone want to know or didn't know or something like that, this little skull does come off, and it's on like a little. Oh, come on! There we go. It has like a little bitty peg on it, something like that. And like I said, this little. I don't even know why I want to try this, but yeah, his jaw articulates and he has a skull. But I just want to see what happens if you put. Does he have playability options on it? So it goes on, but it's not. It's not a snug fit. It just wiggle wobbles. Okay, that was the Void head. The alternate, whatever this skull, flaming alternate skull was for, it goes once again. The hole in the head is actually too small. I mean, too big, so it just wiggle wobbles on it. But why? I mean, why I want to see this? I don't know. This is how I play with my toys, and that other alternate skull head, something like that. So yeah, I don't ask me why I want to see this. I hope that helps anybody else out, that somebody else's curiosity. So let's just put this little pig is actually smaller than most Marvel Legends. What do you want to call head holes or something like that? I don't know. So go ahead and put that back on. It does rotate and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to see there. Don't ask me why I do things like that. But that was it. Okay, let's get them, size them up, and end it out. Okay. Representing the 1/18 size scale, we got Michelangelo from the Viacom Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lines, standing at about 4 inches tall. So representing the average 1/12 scale size, we have Stan the Man, my main man Stan, who is around 6 inches tall, the average 1/12 scale. All right. And coming in at representing the 1/10 scale action figure size, we have the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, coming in at 7 inches tall, the average 1/10 scale size. So which basically means, and as you can see, Genocide is standing much taller than him. So that means is a whopping 8 3/4, just right under the 9-inch mark. Okay, so basically Genocide is taller than he supposed to be in the comics. But like I said before, the size chart that I used was from the Earth 295 version of which is Nemesis Holocaust. And that version of him was human at one point before he got the suit. Okay. So, anywho, whoop, whoop. And there you have it, kiddos. That's Mr. Billy wrapped in a nutshell. Since, they had a problem calling him genocide, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and call him Billy because I don't see the point of calling him Nemesis when his name wasn't Nemesis. You hear that, William? We're going to call you Billy from now on, buddy, because nobody likes the name genocide. What do you think about that? Whoop. Well, everybody's a critic. Well, that's it for this video, guys. So until the next time, and taking a little advice from my mother, what she would tell me when I felt like I had nothing else to do, go somewhere and play. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.